I'm Mike Hardwick, President, CEO, and founder of Churchill Mortgage Corporation. For years and years, I employed scores of people in the commercial banking world. I kind of grew weary of hiring and employing lots and lots of people. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start a little small mortgage broker shop. It'll be just me and maybe one or two or three others. And on March 13th of 1992, I flipped on the light switch. Thus, we started Churchill Mortgage. Little did I know that within about 8 to 10 months, I'd have 10 to 15 employees. This thing was growing and I couldn't hold it back. Here we are today. We topped out at about a little over 1,100 employees. It's been a tremendous experience over the last 30 years, and I appreciate every second of it. One of the reasons we've not maybe grown as quickly as others is we haven't used debt to finance that growth. And one of the reasons for that is a determination that I made day one that I was not going to borrow money to operate my business. We want to put people over profits. That's what our culture is all about. We're a faith-based business, and part of faith is doing the right thing. And so when we say people over profits, we simply mean our customers mean the world to us. Without them, we would not be here. And we're going to treat our customers right, and we're going to make things right when we drop the ball. Where do I see us going in the years ahead? I want us to keep growing. I want to become a 5 and 10 and 15 and $20 billion company. We've got an army of amazing employees and friends and teammates, all of whom are skilled, and they want to grow. They want opportunities for more advancement. And when you've got a company that's not growing, then you don't have room or need to advance. And so for a host of reasons, those are some, I want to see our company continue growing, and I want to be a part of it. Amazing what we've been able to build together. And I want you to go home with great memories, and I want you to go home motivated to make more great memories.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 30th anniversary Christmas celebration of Churchill Mortgage. Please help me welcome to the stage your President, CEO, and founder of Churchill Mortgage, Mike Hardwick.
All right, that's enough. Sit down. Sit down. Wow, what an amazing evening. 30 years. I had dark hair 30 years ago. I was better looking, thought I was smart, and I made a few mistakes along the way. But I've built, with the help of an army of amazing friends and employees, a great, great company. We are today in 49 states, and we're doing a lot of good for a lot of people. We're helping a lot of people achieve the American dream. We've redefined that dream. We call it debt-free homeownership. We want you to own a home. We want to help you get out of debt. How's that for a dream? So 30 years ago, give or take change, I get a call one day, an old buddy of mine. He said, I want to go to lunch. I got a great new idea I want to sell you on and get your thoughts on this idea. I said, okay, where you want to go? He said, anywhere you're buying. My good buddy Dave Ramsey, who's sitting on the front row here right now, Dave and I went to lunch that day, and he started sharing with me this idea that he thought was so fantastic. He wanted to start a talk radio show advising people on how to handle money. And I looked at him, I was a smart guy. I said, Dave, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. You need to get a real job and feed your family, man. I mean, you got to make a living. You got a wife and 2 children. Maybe I think you had one in the oven at that point. Thank God he did not listen to me. Dave's done pretty well over the years. Would you agree? He's done really, really well. And Churchill's been blessed to be his very first advertiser from 30 years ago. Dave, y'all celebrated 30 years on the radio and in business this year. And we're celebrating 30 years as well. It's been a tremendous, tremendous friendship and relationship. And I have to tell you, I thank God for it every day. One more thought, and we'll get started. My daddy was a preacher. He started our church when he was 18 years old. He was there 60 years, built a fairly large church, and he liked to preach. And I remember oftentimes we'd be riding home on Sunday morning after church, and Mom, she was so sweet and so good to Dad, good to all of us, all 2 of us. Steve, where are you? I can barely see you. Mom would say, she called him Barney. She said, Barney, you preached an amazing sermon today, honey. It blessed my heart, especially that first 30 minutes. Now, honey, the second 30 minutes, when you said the same thing you did the first 30 minutes, a different way because you thought we didn't get it, we got it. That was my family. I remember in the 50s, Mom and Dad used to come to the Ryman auditorium. They came to an event every month. It was the last Friday night of every month. There was an event called the Wally Fowler All-Night Gospel Singing Convention. And they would bring me and Steve as little boys, and they had the Statesman Quartet and the Florida Boys and the Chuck Wagon Gang and all these great old gospel singing groups. And they would get up here and they'd sing and they'd perform and really put on a show. It was quite entertaining. But for a little boy that was 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years old, at some point they wore me out. And I would fall asleep. We usually sat right up here in the balcony somewhere. And when I'd fall asleep, Mom and Dad would put me on these wooden floors underneath their seat. And they'd pick me up, wake us up about 1 o'clock in the morning when the Wally Fowler all-night singing gospel convention ended and we'd go home. I've got such great memories of this place. It didn't have air conditioning in those days. And so I am so excited, so honored, so privileged to be a part of a company like this that can fill this place up with good people. All of you Churchill Mortgage employees, if you don't already know, I love you to death. And I thank God every day for every one of you. You're doing an amazing job all across this country, and I appreciate that. One of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life, business-wise, maybe the best decision was marrying you, Kathleen, my sweet wife. I hired a young man about 20 years ago. Matt Clark, will you come on up right quickly? Matt is the Chief Operating Officer of Churchill Mortgage, and he truly does an amazing job. Well, all of the Churchill Mortgage employees say a hearty amen. We're in church right now, you know that. Matt, thank you for everything you do, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Now help me, because I don't really know what we're supposed to do next.
Well, Mike, I got to tell you, that was a tremendous welcome.
Thank you.
Especially those first few minutes.
He's a chip off the old block, I tell you.
Did you ever think you'd be standing here 30 years ago getting a standing ovation at the Ryman Auditorium?
No, of course not.
What a great journey that is. Let me start by thanking everybody in the audience, all of our teammates who are owners of our great company. Mike was kind enough to transfer the ownership of the company to all of the employees. And so everybody here at Churchill Mortgage is an owner of this company. Let me also say thank you to all of our referral partners and business partners and customers and all of you who came out tonight. Without you, none of this is possible. So it's really quite an honor to be standing up here. And Mike, thank you for showing us that you can run a business without compromising your convictions, that you can run a business and love on people and live out your faith and do things the right way and not kowtow to society and do all of the things that the rest of the world says isn't possible. You've been able to prove it possible for 30 years, so thank you so much for that. But business doesn't run without revenue.
This is true.
So why don't we start the program?
Are we going to take an offering right now?
Yeah, we're going to, well, while you're talking, we're going to pass the hat.
Matt, you know that this facility, this building we're in, was originally a church.
I figured people would be moved then to just donate to the Spirit.
Where are the basket holders back?
Let's talk about our top producer.
Well, we hired a young man about 14 years ago, maybe 15, I'm not sure. He can tell us when he gets up here. Michael Brown, wherever you are, run up here really quickly, please. Come here.
Michael, please don't run.
Michael Brown started with us 14 years ago. Is that right, Michael? 15 years ago, but who's counting? This guy, his first full month with Churchill Mortgage, he closed $1 million. Let me give you a little insight. The vast majority of loan originators average about $350,000 to $400,000 a month in loans. His first full year with us, he was our top producer, and he's been our top producer every single year for 14 years. That's obviously noteworthy. But what's better about this man is that he is an amazing father, husband, friend. All of the employees at Churchill Mortgage highly respect this man, and I hope you know that. We think the world of you. We value you more than you could probably even know right now. Now, Michael, every year we've tried to give some type of tangible means of showing our appreciation. We've sent you to Pulaski, Tennessee. We've sent Michael to Italy, where we just got back from Kathleen. We've sent this guy all over the world. I mean, what more could we possibly do to excite him, to make it something new and different, Matt?
Well, like every other God-fearing sports fan, Michael likes the Red Sox.
What city are they in?
Praise the Lord. So we're going to send you and 3 others to Boston.
And we're thinking maybe those 3. I mean, it's just a thought, Matt. Is that
Like
maybe
Lawson
and you and me. Maybe. Yeah.
To Boston for a week over opening day of the Red Sox season this year.
Michael Brown is an amazing man in so many ways. We've said that every year. I run out of things to say about you, buddy, but think the world of you. And you can exit right over there. We forgot to tell him how to walk off the stage. In fact, did we even tell him we're bringing him up here?
No, we didn't, but he made it. He's really smart.
Can you tell we're winging this just
So one of the things that, Mike, you instilled in the company very early on, one of the first things that I learned was this strange award, recognition that we give every year called the Broomsweeper.
Broomsweeper.
Talk about that. What's that all about?
So years ago when I was a young man, I went to work for a company that was literally, let me get my bearings here, about 2 blocks in this direction. It was a great business at that time, headquartered here in Nashville, called the J.C. Bradford Company. And I remember my first day in that business, I was invited to the office of old Mr. Bradford, who had founded the company in the depths of the Great Depression, quite frankly. And he had built a great business. But anyway, he sat down. He always wanted to meet the new employees and spend 5 or 10 minutes with them. And during that meeting that day, he told me, Mr. Hardwick, here at Churchill, at J.C. Bradford Company, we operate under what we call the Broomsweeper theory. And I looked at him and I said, what is that? And he explained, well, that means whoever is closest to the broom sweeps. We're a family. We're a team. We've got each other's back. If you've got a few free minutes one day and you're walking by the receptionist and the phones are ringing off the wall, would you be willing to stop and answer a few calls and help that receptionist out? He taught me the value of service and helping others, including our fellow employees. And so when I started Churchill in about year 3, when we were up to probably 20 employees or whatever we had at that time.
Not enough to fill the front row, probably.
Right. So we started the Broomsweeper Award. And what we mean by that real quickly and simply is, who is our most valuable player? And we allow all of our employees to vote on that. Matt, Lawson, and myself, we get no vote in it. So it's all of the employees voting on who they think is the most valuable player. Who would they hate to see leave the company the most? Who helps the most? Who has the best attitude? Who is hungry?
Humble.
And smart, right? And so real quickly, we want to recognize all of our past Broomsweeper Award winners who are sitting. Many of them are here tonight, some are not. Would all of you stand? I do want you to notice, stay standing for a moment. I can barely see, these lights are so bright. I don't see a single man standing. Do you, Matt? I remember Bill Thomas. Bill won it one year, right? Bill's not here tonight. Typical guy, you know. He's probably home watching a football game or something. All of you ladies, we love you and we appreciate you and we highly value you. Thank you for all the years you've...
Well, let's learn a little bit about the 5 employees, 5 teammates that you all voted as this year's 5 finalists for the Broomsweeper Award. And as I call your name, why don't you come on up here on stage, and then we'll play a video and learn a little something about each and every one of you.
Come up quickly.
Asmira Tuchikovic. Amber Larson. Kareem Davis. Ben Batts. There's a man for you. And Leah Hardwick.
Well done. Well done.
Az is the heartbeat of our team. Thoughtful and kind. She does everything that folks don't see but feel. She is the ultimate broom sweeper, and we couldn't do what we do without her.
Amber's dedicated, calm under pressure, a team player, and a great communicator. I know that if we can't answer the problem together, she'll seek out and find someone who can help resolve the issue.
Over the past 6 years, I can't remember a time that Kareem was not available to help those who need assistance. Kareem is hardworking, patient, dedicated, and happy to help anyone who asks.
Ben is a true example of someone who leads by example within this organization. Ben follows through and delivers on what he says he will, while also going above and beyond to make people feel seen and heard.
Leah is the total package of what an employee at Churchill Mortgage exemplifies. She loves people, loves to serve, ready to help anyone with any job. It doesn't matter if she doesn't know how to do the job, she'll figure it out. I love this lady.
I think they all deserve a nice round of applause, don't you?
And I know I'm going a little off script. Forgive me. I did start to come.
You can do that.
Ago. Notice that 4 of the 5 are women again. Guys, you got to step your game up. Come on.
Step it up. Well, I'd like to invite another woman, last year's Broomsweeper Award winner. Zarette Beard, will you come over? Zarette is going to award this year's trophy to our 2022 Broomsweeper Award winner.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, Asmira Tucakovic.
Real quickly, Asmira works with our Pacific Northwest team up in Oregon. And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to go to Pulaski, Tennessee?
Sure, I've never been.
You've never been?
No.
I'll tell you, would you like to know what you've been missing?
Sure.
Nothing. So, Matt.
Mike.
What do you think what could we do for Az that she might like?
One of the favorite places I've ever traveled was to Hawaii. I think that will be a nice place to go, don't you think, Asmira? Sure? Just sure? Anything, she says.
She's a sweet lady, got a great spirit. All of you teammates out in Oregon and Washington and that area of the country know this lady well. We appreciate you, and you're going to have a fun time in Hawaii, I guarantee you. All right. Give her a hand, please. All right, so we're going to take an intermission in just a moment, but I do want you to know right before we do, we're excited about Amy and Vince being here. I got to hear them on their sound check earlier this evening. Just number one, they're obviously great entertainers. How many of you know that Amy just last week got a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Kennedy Center? Not many people get that. Have you ever gotten that, Matt?
Not yet.
He reminds me of my dad when people would say, well, Reverend Hardwick, have you lived in Nashville all your life? And he would say, well, not yet. So we're gonna have them, that'll be a great concert in a few minutes, but we've got a couple of buddies that work for us out in the Pacific Northwest. Matt, who are they? Tell us about them.
I'm not going to tell you much. You're going to find out in just a minute because they're a real treat to listen to. And we'll invite out on the stage Toast and Jam.
What about the photo? Are we doing the photo?
Well, good evening. How is everybody? Well, it's good to be here. Thank you for having us. What an honor and a privilege to be able to stand up here and celebrate this with y'all. We're just going to start playing because I'm going to end up cheapening this with a lot of words that don't make a lot of sense. So we're just going to sing for you, okay? All right.
Used to raise a lot of hell back in my younger days. She showed up like angels do and changed my route away. Most of the time I walk and I stay off that crazy train. Lord knows that I'm just a man, don't claim to be no saint. I still dance with the devil, I get down on his level now and then. Guess that's a saying. Yes, I do. Sad but true. About the time that fire hits my feet, that girl loves the hell out of me. That girl knows how to save me like a Sunday morning verse. If I got a shot at heaven, it'll be because of her. I still dance with the devil. I get down on his level. Now and then, it's sad to say, I get drawn to the danger, disappoint my better angel. Yes, I do. Time that fire hits my feet, that girl loves the hell out of me. Steers me right. That girl's got the kind of love that leads me to the light. I still dance with the devil. I get down on his level. Now and then, it's sad to say, I get drawn to the danger, disappoint my better angel. Yes, I do. Sad but true. Time that fire hits my feet, a girl loves the hell out of me. Still dance with the devil. I get down on his level. Now and then, it's sad to say, I get drawn to the danger, disappoint my better angel. Yes, I do. Sad but true. Time that fire hits my feet, the girl loves the hell out of me. That girl loves the hell out of me. That girl loves the hell out of me. Thank you. This next song I wrote, I think, about 10 or 12 years ago, and it's really fun to sing some of our own music on this stage. So this was about 10 or 12 years ago, kind of a tough time. We're just trying to love people a way that I just couldn't love them. They were being mean, and I really wanted to love them right. And so I wrote all this down to try and help me love them better. So that's what this song's about, loving people well. Chase on it and my other one is broken. Turn it again, Lord, you gotta be joking. Took my shirt and I gave him my coat. Gone with my, but there's another one to go. had. Waited on me and hoped you'd come back. Wrote it all down, records long. Wrote it on the wall, waited for you to fall. But that's not how I love. Yes, that's not how you love. So teach me how to love. Yes, that's not how I want to love. Silver's long, it doesn't sing its own. It's not provoked in all things it hopes. There's no parade, you're not afraid. The things it bears a love never fails. So this is how I love. This is how you love. So teach me how. Silver's long, doesn't sing its own. It's not provoked in all things it hopes. There's no parade, that you're not afraid. All things it bears a love never fails. So this is how I love. This is how you love. So teach me how. Thank you. Well, this next song we're going to play is about Nashville, kind of, about wanting to be in a honky-tonk. And a lot of you, I can't see your eyes, but I'm sure they're full of honky-tonking. So this next song is about needing a honky-tonk right now. So some of you know what that's like. So here you go. I've been working that dang old 9 to 5. I got friends that don't even know I'm alive. It's been too long since we tied one on, burned that old bar down. Oh, I could use a honky-tonk right now. Sometimes you want a little out the back door smoke. I've been trying to walk the line, make my mama proud, but I could use a honky-tonk right now. Yeah, I could use a long neck, a rowdy crowd, and a country song. Night up on a bar stool, a couple shots of something strong. Slow dance with the blue jean girl you can wrap your arms around. Oh, I could use a honky-tonk right now. There's something about the way that old neon pops. Helps you leave the world in the parking lot. There's a how you get when the whiskey hits and you hear that jukebox sound. Oh, I could use a honky-tonk right now. Yeah, I could use a long-necked rowdy crowd and a country song. Night up on a bar stool, couple shots of something strong. Slow dance with a blue jean girl you can wrap your arms around. Oh, I could use a honky-tonk right now. Yeah, I could use a long-necked rowdy crowd and a country song. Night up on a bar stool, a couple shots of something strong. Slow dance with a blue jean girl you can wrap your arms around. Oh, I could use a honky-tonk right now. Number on a napkin when the lonely rolls around. Oh, I could use a honky-tonk right now. I could use a honky-tonk right now. Thank you. We're gonna play one song that's not our own, just a song you might know. It's by a guy named John Prine if you've been around this town, so you'll know this one. I am no woman named after my mother. My old man's another child has grown old. Dreams of thunder, lightning was desired. Oh, house that burned down a long time ago. So make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of that old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Yeah, believing is living such a hard way to go. I was a young girl, had me a cowboy. She's an angel. World must look at just a free rambling day. Well, that was a long time ago. Man, I tried those years, they just flow by like a broken down dam. So make me an angel, flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of that old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Yeah, believing is living such a hard way to go. flies in the kitchen. I can hear the wrong buzzing, but ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell could a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening without nothing to say? So make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. So make me a poster for that old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to, yeah. Believing is living such a hard way to go. Well, we've got a couple more songs for you. This last one here, this next one, I guess, is about what you would do and say if you knew you weren't going to be here tomorrow. So listen to the words really, really closely. This is a song that we've got coming out here in just a little while, probably out right after the first of the year in January. So give it a listen and take the words to heart. If you weren't going to see somebody tomorrow, what would you say to them? If I ain't here tomorrow, if the good Lord says it's my time to go, I don't see that morning sunset. There's some things I need for you to know. The truck is yours if you want it. It'll run forever if you treat it right. When you think of me on some bad road, it's because I'm right there by your side. Chase your dreams until you catch on, leave you down in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big, you can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right, forgive yourself when you don't. Please don't ever forget how much I love you if I ain't here tomorrow. Don't let life turn you bitter. Don't be ashamed about your head. Take it easy on the liquor. Remember what it did to your granddad. Yeah, you're gonna get your heart broke, but a couple of tears don't make you weak. You're gonna find that girl got made just for you. Knows what he's doing, wait and see. Chase your dreams until you catch on, leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big, you can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right, forgive don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you if I ain't here tomorrow. Shotgun in the family, raise your babies by the book. Keep my picture in your wallet, keep your car keys on the hook. Do your best to get it right, forgive yourself when you don't. Please don't ever forget how much I love you if I ain't here tomorrow. When I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, and I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. And sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think that God his Son not sparing sent him to die, I scarce can take it in. And on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sin. Come on, sing it. Then sings to my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come, we shout of acclamation, and take me home. What joy shall fill my heart, then I shall bow in humble adoration, and then proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Come on, sing it. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art.
Thank you very much.